has just been uploaded.
Hi guys, this is Dave from Dave's Vintage Apple Tech, and so we're going to do some more work on the FRANKIN Mac. And as you can see, I got the display lit up here, and what we have here is a 2012 Mac Mini, all disassembled. And when I got this, it wouldn't boot up, and the reason being is because the hard drive that was in it was bad. It had a 500 gigabyte hard drive, and it was supposed to have Mojave on it. It didn't work. So what I did is I took the computer that I'm working on, I took the 1 terabyte SSD, stuck it in there, and put Catalina on it. It boots up just fine, and I'm going to show you that here. We're going to hit the power button here. See the fan spinning up there, and it will come up on the screen shortly here. So yeah, but it's working fine, and you can see it's booting up there. Let me zoom in on it here. There we go. And it's booting up in Catalina there. And you see it says FRANKIN Mac. You notice that the screen is kind of squished and things are kind of elongated, and that's kind of the issue. Now I don't have a keyboard right down here, so that's why it's looking for the keyboard here, so I can't get into it. And so anyway, it does work fine, and yeah, and I'm going to have to contact the seller to tell them that that hard drive was bad, so hopefully they'll give me a little money back on that. But anyway, it's got 4 gig of RAM in it, and the nice thing about the 2012 is it's not soldered on. You can obviously, you can add RAM to it. I'm not sure what the max is, I didn't look that up. But anyway, so yeah, so what I need to do on this guy, obviously I have to do my plug here on this here, and let me just kind of swing this camera over here a little bit, and let me just drop this down a little bit here so you can see the Mac Mini there. There we go. And I'll lock this down here. So what we have to do is we have to work on the plug of this, because what I'm going to do is I have to take, and this, remember we left off, we did the switch on this here, and it came out really good. I trimmed that up on the inside so it looks nice, and I do have the bezel made for it. I'll use double-sided tape, and I'll stick that on it, and that'll hide all that stuff there. That's flush, okay, and so that, as you can see, get it in here. There we go. So it's all flush, and like I said, the bezel will cover all of it there. And but what we're going to do now is we're going to work on wiring this plug up, and so that's what we're going to do now. And then when we get that done, then we are going to elongate the cables on this Mac Mini. I'll take this back I/O port plane off. This is the cover piece. The switch is right there. I'm going to solder a jumper on that, a long cable. That way I can run it wherever I want to the machine, so it can be pressed from the outside. And then the other thing is the light here, on the activity light here on the machine. I got to lengthen the cable up on that so we can put it behind there. So, and that way we can put it all nice and tidy, so that way if we pull the machine apart, that you can actually unplug it, and that's what we'll be doing. The Wi-Fi, I have to modify that so I can put it in the computer there in terms of mounting it. But yeah, it's all going to be pretty much like that. The only thing that's not actually attached to the motherboard is the power supply here, and that is just literally just sitting there. But we will put it on a piece of styrene plastic for the base. We will use Velcro, anchor it down. The fan's all screwed down on it, so it's not going anywhere. And this thing was very dusty when I got it, but it works beautifully. So anyway, we'll be back in a few minutes. And I just wanted to show you when we wired up the switch, this is the wiring diagram for it there. So if you guys are interested in tackling something like this, it's pretty easy. And you just follow. Now this thing does not have a ground wire on it. It's just a 2-wire plug, a hot and neutral. So as long as you've got it in a grounded outlet, you should be fine. And like I said, this is rated for 10 amp, but I'm going to go with a little lighter fuse in it, probably like a 5 amp, because it ain't going to draw that much, and it's more for circuit protection than anything. So yeah, so that's what that looks like, and so we'll continue on this. Okay guys, so we've been working on our switch here. So I got this plugged into the wall here. And when we flip our switch on there, we have power to the switch here, and that tells us that the switch is hot, and so we got it wired up on the back. So basically what we do is this is our load side here, so this is hot and that is neutral. I'll hold this a little closer, and this is also fused too. Like I said, it's a little overkill for what we're doing, but you know, hey, we had this happen at work where we had some of our equipment even plugged into power strips, and it burnt up power strips, and it blew up the equipment because what had happened is the transformers outside our building where we work at, it let go, and we smelled smoke. We smelled something burning, but we didn't realize what it was in the office, and then next day we found out that it had burned up the power strips, and so the exam chairs, it damaged those. The guy had to come out and rewire those, and we were lucky. One piece of equipment, it burnt the power strip, but did not hurt the equipment, so we were lucky. So anyway, so yeah, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to put connectors on here, and then it's going to go out to the plug that's going to go to the power supply on the Mac Mini. And so we're getting there, guys. And but it'll look real nice when it's all put back together there. And like I said, I have the bezel piece made, so when I put that on there, it's going to be held on with double-sided tape, and it'll look real nice when it's all done. Just finishes it off. So anyway, yeah, and these are all insulated blocks, so they're not going to touch out. I didn't solder these because these are a compression fit, and it's not like something that's ever going to get taken in and out. But if you were to do it, and I do have silicone wire, but I just went with the regular stranded wire here, or the solid wire rather, and this will handle the amperage no problem. So it should be pretty good there. So, okay guys, I'll be back in a bit. Okay guys, so we got the plug on the end of this here. We got it into the power supply here, and then this is the main power. So now it's hot, and we're gonna take and we're gonna hit the power button here. No smoke, that's good. That's always a good thing. And yeah, so we should be booting up pretty shortly here. I guess it would be helpful if I plug the display in here. Let's take a look here. Let me plug this in here. There we go. There we go, guys. This monitor, it has to be on before you boot up the computer, otherwise it does that. So anyway, so it's booting up. Now I don't have my keyboard here, so it's not going to get very far. But anyway, yeah, so my plug works. That's the whole mission of this here. And I'm just going to drop this down here, out of the way there. But yeah, so the plug works great, and like I said, it's pretty easy to wire up. It's pretty simple, and I think we'll be good. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it off there, and you can see it kills everything like it's supposed to. And so now when I unplug it here and we put it in the SC case here, I'll show you just in a second here. So let me zoom out here. Alright, so here you go. So this is what it looks like from behind here, okay? And so this is what it looks like on the inside here. So here's the switch there, it's all wired up. Mac Mini. I took the silicone sleeve off the outside of this because that wire is so stiff I wouldn't be able really to run it properly. So that thing, this is going to be, you know, like way back in here, and it's going to be tight against there, but I can move that power supply, and so I'm thinking I might have to put it on the side or something here. So, but anyway, yeah, so we are making slow progress here, and so I'm going to put the bezel on it here and show you, and then that's going to be pretty much it for this video, so I'll be back in just a minute. Hi guys, and so this is what it looks like with the trim piece on it there, and it fits on it real good there, and it's got a nice flat finish on it that matches the receptacle there. And just trying to zoom in on it here for you so you can see that. Looks like it's supposed to look pretty much factory, but anyway, yeah, so anyway, so the power switch is all hooked up, and so our next thing that we are going to do is, I'm going to show you just in a second here. I'm going to zoom in. Just kind of move this down here a little bit. So what we're going to do is, what I need to do, I'll just unplug this here so I can show you. I got to be real careful with this because I get all this stuff hanging, wires and stuff here. But anyway, so here's the Mac Mini in all its glory here. But anyway, we're going to take and we're going to pull this back plate off. We're going to tap into this power switch here in the back here, and we're going to put a jumper, and we're going to get about maybe 10 inches of cable on it so we can move it all around. And then the same way with the light up here, this little lamp right here, this is the access light off the system, so that'll be on the front of the SE case there, behind it there. And so that's our next thing. So we're gonna, I have to elongate the wires here, and that's my next project to do that. And then what I'm going to do too is I'm going to Velcro this to a piece of styrene, and I will probably wind up mounting the power supply up like that, so that gives me more room in the back end of it there so that this is not in the way. And so yeah, that's it guys. It's proceeding slowly, but we're getting there, and but it's going to look pretty cool when it's all done. And like I said, as far as the monitor goes, the issue I have with it is on this here. Let me just zoom out here. The issue that I have with it is it kind of, even with the lower resolution, it's blowing everything off the screen. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. You know, I have looked for a 9-inch version of this. I did see them, but now I don't see them anymore. Because like I said, I could probably, this is an 8, we could probably get a 9 in it, but we can't get a 10 in it. It's just, there just ain't enough room back here. And so that's my goal. And I might just take this plate off here to expose this, and I might even get rid of these speakers altogether. I'm still on the fence with it. They work, but sometimes they don't work with the audio on it for whatever reason. And so yeah, so that's another issue we're going to have to address. But as far as the Mac Mini, we're going to get that fitted in there once we get the longer wires made up. Then we can actually start mounting it inside the case, and then we can just fool with the display here. And so yeah guys, so get all my stuff out of here. So okay, so anyway, I hope you like this video. This is number 3 of the Frankin Mac, and like I said too, we'll be making some custom decals for this that'll look pretty cool. So anyway guys, hope you guys have a great weekend. It's pouring down rain outside here, which we need the rain, and that's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend. Have a great week. Bye.